It took me almost 10 years to get to the point where I can comfortably draw book covers, all different kind of human characters, basically anything I want to draw, also in my own style. But in the beginning, I wasted so much time just drawing randomly. I got frustrated easily, and even though I was drawing a lot, I didn't feel like I was improving. So in this video, I want to share the drawing practice that I wish I had known earlier, so you can stop practicing randomly and start building your drawing skills in a way that actually leads somewhere. Before we dive in, the drawing footage you are seeing is from a lesson inside my drawing membership. You can see in this lesson, I'm guiding my students step by step to draw a simple candle holder. This actually connects very well with what we are going to talk about today, which is learning from guidance first, then slowly building the skills to draw more independently. Now, the first part of that practice method is something I really wish I had understood earlier, which is before you try to create everything from scratch, you need to first understand what the drawing process actually looks like. It's a little bit like learning how to cook. Let's say you want to learn how to make a dish. It's just so much easier if you've already watched your mom or your dad or grandparents make it from the beginning. You stand next to them, you see how they prepare the ingredients, what they do first, how many steps there are, and then at the end, you taste that dish and you know, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to taste like. So even before you cook it yourself, you already have a picture in your mind of the whole process. I think drawing is very similar. Before you ask yourself to create a beautiful original illustration from a blank canvas, it helps so much to actually first see how an illustration is built from the beginning to end. And I think there are two really helpful ways to do that. The first one is something I think people really underestimate, which is step-by-step drawing tutorials. I know many people feel like, but if I follow a tutorial, I'm just copying. And yes, of course, then you are not creating original art in that moment, but I don't think that makes it useless. When you follow a tutorial, you get to experience the process of finishing something. You see how the artist starts with a sketch, how they build the shapes, how they add texture, how they slowly bring the whole illustration together. So when you follow that tutorial, you get to finish something beautiful. You get to enjoy the drawing process without having to figure out every single creative decision by yourself. And little by little, you start to build confidence. You start to feel, okay, maybe I can draw, maybe I can do this. And that feeling is super important because that's gonna help you come back to drawing again tomorrow. Also, if you're drawing digitally, following a tutorial can help you learn the software. You're also learning how brushes work, how layers work, what is alpha lock, what is clipping mask, those kind of things. So I really don't think tutorials are something to look down on. I think they are a very useful first step. That is why in this year I'm adding a new tutorial library to my membership students, because I think sometimes when you have a low energy day, you just want to follow a tutorial and create something beautiful and then feel happy about it. And that's okay. Then after you followed some step-by-step tutorials and you have a better idea of how the drawing process works, another really helpful thing is doing art studies. I think we all have artists that we love. Maybe you love their colors, you love how they draw characters, or how they use textures. So instead of only looking at their artwork and thinking, wow, I wish I could draw like that, you can actually study it. You can try to recreate one of their illustrations, but not in a mindless copying way. You need to ask yourself questions while you do those art studies. How did they sketch this? How did they simplify the shapes? What kind of colors are they using? Why do these colors work so well together? So the goal is not just to copy the final illustration, the goal is to understand the thinking behind it. Because once you start to understand why another artist made certain choices, you can slowly bring those lessons into your own drawings. Okay, so after you've learned a bit of the drawing process through tutorials or art studies, the next part of practicing the right way is learning how to make your own drawing decisions. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. After they've followed a few tutorials and finished some drawing they actually were happy with, it's super natural to think, okay, now I'm going to try draw something original. And I totally understand that. You of course don't want to depend on someone else telling you every single step forever. You want to be able to sit down, have your own idea, and then just draw it with ease and maybe even in your own style. But this is where many hobby artists make the jump too big. They go straight from following a step-by-step tutorial to trying to draw completely from imagination. And then in the middle of your drawing, things start to look awkward, and then you don't know how to fix it, and then eventually you will give up. I see this happen a lot, and I think the problem is Going from tutorials straight into drawing from imagination is just too big of a jump. The better next step is to practice drawing from references. But there's one important thing here. You have to choose references that match your current level. I used to just get attracted by those beautiful photos on Pinterest, those beautiful photos of rooms with lots of furniture, plants, soft lighting, perfect colors. But when you start to draw, it becomes overwhelming super quickly, because that kind of reference is asking for so many skills at once: perspective, composition, lighting, color, texture, details, everything. So if you feel overwhelmed, it doesn't mean you're bad at drawing. It just means the reference is too difficult for this stage. So if you love a beautiful room reference, don't draw the whole room yet. Pick one thing inside the room. The table maybe, the chair, plants, a cup of tea on the desk. These kind of subjects may look simple, but they actually train the same drawing skills. You're still learning how to observe shapes, how to simplify a real subject into a drawing, how to make a clean sketch, how to choose colors, how to add texture, and of course you can start this kind of reference drawing practice on your own. The main takeaway is don't choose references that are too complicated too early. Give yourself a smaller, more manageable subject so you can actually practice the core skills without getting overwhelmed. But there's also an easier way, which is having a clear structure to follow. Because this is something I struggled with myself for years. I followed tutorials, I drew a lot, but when I tried to draw on my own, I didn't always know how to move from a reference photo to an actual illustration. So now I'm bringing my whole learning process into a structured roadmap for people who want to move from following tutorials to finally being able to draw more independently. So basically, when you join my membership, it's actually a community. You will also unlock a lesson roadmap, and the lessons are arranged by level, so we don't jump straight into difficult subjects. We start with things like plants, everyday subjects, food illustrations, and then gradually we move into drawing animals, eventually landscapes. And more importantly, I explain all the thinking behind my drawings. Because in tutorials, the goal is to just help you enjoy the process and help you finish a drawing. That's why most tutorials don't tell you why I use this color here, why I simplify the shape here. They hide all the guesswork, but my lessons are different because eventually I want to help you to draw on your own, to do these kind of photo studies on your own. So I show you how I stylize that reference photo, how I designed what kind of shapes look nice together, and how to create clean line art, and why I choose this color for the shadow, so that you learn how to make those creative choices on your own. Then finally, you start building the skills you really need to move beyond step-by-step tutorials and begin creating your own work. And let me just quickly share what my members are saying inside the membership. They said the level structure helped them build their drawing skill and observation skills. They understand the simplification process better, and now they see how professional illustrators make creative choices. Okay, so once you start drawing from references, there's also one important thing that really matters, which is don't practice too randomly. Because yes, drawing from references is helpful, but only if you give yourself enough repetition. If you draw a flower today, and then tomorrow you jump into character drawing, and then jump to drawing cakes, and then to drawing teacups, then you probably will feel like you're drawing a lot, you're practicing a lot, but then your brain doesn't get enough time to really remember one subject. So every time you come back to that subject, it still feels new, it still feels unfamiliar. That's why I think it helps much more to stay with one thing for a while until your brain really understands how to draw those things. For example, you spend a whole month just drawing flowers, and then the next month is just drawing like different cakes and such. Because when you repeat drawing the same type of subject again and again, you start building something really important, which is visual memory. And that is what slowly helps you move from drawing with references to drawing more from imagination. For example, a couple years ago, I spent, I think 2-3 months just doing photo studies of just drawing portraits, and that is why I'm now able to just draw characters from imagination. It didn't happen overnight, but because I studied faces, poses, body shapes, and different angles of the face again and again, so slowly things started to click. I started to understand how a face looks from a certain angle. I started to remember where the eyes sit, and how the head turns and how the shoulders connect, etc. So after a while, I wasn't just copying one photo anymore. I was collecting information in my head. Later, when I want to draw on my own character, I had something to pull from. I wasn't starting from nothing. I think it's still a little bit like cooking. If you cook one dish once and then you don't make that same dish for 2 months, then I can guarantee you the next time you probably will still need to read that recipe to cook that same dish, because you didn't give you enough time to remember that recipe. But if you cook that same dish 20 times repeatedly, then eventually I think you don't need that recipe anymore. You know what ingredients you need, you know how it should taste at the end. You just remember the recipe and you can do it on your own without having to read that recipe anymore. And I think drawing is the same way. If you only draw a subject once, of course you will still need reference next time. But if you study the same type of subjects many times, your brain slowly starts to remember how it works. And that's how reference drawing slowly becomes original drawing. Not because you force yourself to draw from imagination, but because you've practiced enough that the subject starts to live in your mind. So if your goal is to draw more independently, choose one theme, stay with it for a while, draw it from references many times, notice the patterns, and build your visual memory. And that's how you slowly get to a place where you don't always need a reference to draw every single time. So if you've been drawing a lot, but it still doesn't feel like you're really improving, I hope now you have a better idea of how to practice in a way that actually builds your skills. And if this way of learning makes sense to you, this is exactly what we practice inside my drawing membership. You're more than welcome to join the community. You can find the link in the video description, and I hope to see you there.